The design chief of Stellantis has decided that in order to save the Chrysler brand, he's going to need to take a page out of Ross's playbook. In an interview with the Automotive News, Giles said, "It's time for us to pivot. We're going to try. It's time we started experimenting with the brand." If you're unfamiliar with what Chrysler, the brand, not necessarily the conglomerate, has been up to over the last few years, well, it's been this. Chrysler, for the past few years, has made one singular model, the Pacifica, which is undoubtedly a minivan.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
So when the chief of design says it's time for them to start experimenting, that could quite literally mean anything. However, this is 2025, and when, well, a European, i.e. Stellantis, says it's time to experiment and wants to take a brand in a whole new direction, we kinda know what that means. No, not absolutely saying that this is 100% the route that Chrysler should take. In fact, going all electric, in my opinion, would end up being a monumentally stupid idea. Jaguar looking in your general direction here. However, Chrysler does have a history of taking, say, Dodges and turning them into luxury-ish sedans, i.e. the 300, which was pretty successful. It had enough luxury to satisfy people, and it had a Hemi under the hood, which, let me just check my notes. Yeah, Americans like. Now, obviously, the idea of an electric car and a Hemi V8 powered car on complete opposite sides of the spectrum, hear me out for a second. See, at this point, you absolutely have to remember that Stellantis, well, they employ some Italians. And Italians are good for a lot of things, style being one of them. So you take the Challenger, Charger, whatever you want to call it, thing that has been an unmitigated failure, and then you tell the Italians, take off that absolutely horrid body and put something on it that is beautiful, elegant, simple, contemporary. You kind of get the idea, and you do the same for the interior. Now, the next part might be a little bit more tricky as, well, the Hemi, it's kind of a wide boy, and the Challenger and Charger and their current guise were designed for a straight six and electric motors. However, these are engineers, they get paid to engineer, so they could probably figure it out. And what you end up with is a car with an undoubtedly American soundtrack, i.e. a rumbling V8, with a body and interior designed by Italians. So you have that rumbling V8, you have the luxury. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like an experiment I'd like to see Chrysler conduct.